What's up, you guys? So you have got a plan to go to Yellowstone National Park, and that's a terrific idea. But you just want to save yourself the headache of making the mistakes that I made on my trip. So I'll share with you the fantastic itinerary, the mistakes, the lessons I learned, tips and tricks, hopefully relieve some of the stress on your trip, ensure you that you don't have to worry about anything. It's absolutely gorgeous there, and you and your family or friends, whoever you go with, are gonna have the time of your lives, I guarantee it. Now stick with me to the end if you wanna hear a couple bonus attractions that are just outside of the park that we got to spend some time at. What's up, you guys? I'm Quinn, and today I'm giving you the exact Yellowstone itinerary plan developed from the mistakes that I have made when I went out to visit Yellowstone with my family. Although we call them a mistake, but in the end it was the most amazing trip I've ever been on and a memory that will last a lifetime. So I'll offer you some of the tips and tricks, advice, things I learned along the way to help hopefully smoothen over your trip, let you plan a little bit better than I did so you can be able to make the most of every second while you're there. So again, Yellowstone National Park is just one of the most beautiful places on earth, and after the trip it just leaves you longing to want to go back. So I hope you have the most amazing time while you're there. All right, let's get started. So we stayed in Livingston, Montana. Now that's on the more towards the north side of the park, and actually of course in Montana and not in Wyoming. But there's a variety of towns and places you can stay, and all of that will kind of dictate the entrance that you use most days to get into the park. And for us, that was the north entrance, and we decided to stay in Livingston, Montana. We flew into the Bozeman airport, so we were kind of right in the middle of the two. We were bringing along with us our 1-year-old, so we wanted to kind of split up all the driving every day that we had to do, and we didn't want to have to knock out a 2-hour drive on the day we had to fly back home or the day we landed, and we didn't want to have to do a 2-hour drive every day that we wanted to go to the park. So we just decided to split the middle ground, and it turned out to work fantastic for us. Now, one thing that I definitely overlooked is you understand that you're going to be doing some driving while you're there, most likely. You kind of overlook how much driving that is. So out there, things are really spread out. But don't get me wrong, the views are unbelievable while you're driving. You're gonna see some amazing scenery, tons and tons of wildlife. I can't even explain how much wildlife is out there. Tons of mountains and rivers, so beautiful. You just wanna be prepared for that, but you don't realize like how much ground you're covering. Speed limits out there are like 70 miles an hour plus. You're covering some ground every day when you gotta get back and forth. So just keep that in mind when you're picking where you wanna stay and how much driving you're gonna be doing. So day one. For us, day one, we plan to go as far as possible, about 1 hour outside of the north entrance. So we had a 1-hour drive to the park, and then we decided to go to the farthest spot, or almost the farthest spot, Old Faithful. So the park is like one giant circle road almost, and it's got all of the little entrances coming into it, and overall that's how it looks. We come in through the north and drive all the way to Old Faithful. That's the #1 thing we did. We set that to be the farthest destination, and we did that on a Thursday. Now, of course, what day you plan your trip has tons of constraints, and you never know what those might be, but we planned to come in on a Thursday to the park because we knew on Thursday we want to go to Old Faithful. That's the most popular area. As soon as you get there, you might be afraid, like you want to stop, check out everything as you're coming in. There's so many amazing sights, and it's actually very hard to drive past them and like keep your goal in mind. Of course, we stopped at a few overlooks and scenic views and tried to soak it all in and enjoy it. But again, we had that goal in mind, get to the farthest point and work our way back and enjoy everything on the way back. And luckily, weather was in our favor. It was a beautiful sunny day while we were out there. So at Old Faithful in the upper Geyser Basin, there's so many amazing things, lots of boardwalks, just the Old Faithful area in general. There's like eating areas and places you can go and shops, and again, this is like the heart of the tourist area, and you're gonna hear a million people say, oh, Old Faithful's overrated and blah blah blah. It's beautiful. It's part of the park. It was amazing to see. Yeah, it was a bit crowded, not really crowded. Yeah, there's people there, but what do you expect? There's so many little geysers, and on the boardwalk they have set up there is just beautiful. And people are always like, oh, it smells so much like sulfur. it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Maybe if you're like standing downwind of the geyser when it's going off and it's blowing it right into your face, you might get a few whiffs of sulfur, but overall, it's not that bad. It's not gonna ruin the trip, I promise you. So we spent some time walking around Old Faithful. We got lucky and we arrived 10 minutes before Old Faithful was going off. We didn't have to spend much time waiting at all. And I believe it goes off like every 80 to 90 minutes, which is something pretty cool. After we spent time walking around the boardwalks there, so the other geysers and everything, checking it all out, all the little pools and all of the colors of just unreal. It's like walking on a different planet. We decided we're going to drive to our next stop. Our next stop being the Grand Prismatic Pool. Now, Grand Prismatic Pool has two ways to see it. You can see it on the boardwalk where you walk right up through it, or you can see it from the overlook. Now, we didn't have a chance to go to the overlook, although I'm sure that is absolute beautiful scene. We did do the boardwalk, and the boardwalk was amazing. It took you over like little waterfalls. You walked over a little river, and then it takes you like past 3 other massive pools. One of them is like the turquoise pool, beautiful sights, and then you get to the massive Grand Prismatic Pool. And it was really like windy that day, and there was a ton of steam coming up, so it was a little bit hard for us to really soak in all of the beauty on the ground level or from the boardwalk. Overall, completely worth it. I wish we had time to do both, but that was all we could fit in. So after we walked there, we went back to the car and started continuing on our way back. Now, on our way back, there was Firehole Canyon, and we decided we're gonna make a pull off there and go check it out. It's got a really cool name. It's gotta be awesome. So it's a one-way road. It's very scenic. It takes you down to basically a river that's running through a canyon, through a couple mountains there. Supposedly there's some really warm swimming areas in that water. We did not actually get a chance to walk up to it, although there are some beautiful waterfalls, and you just hear the water running and rushing. It's echoing between the two mountains, just straight walls of rock. It's definitely worth checking it out. We also went to make a stop near the Black Sands, but there was just no parking. We couldn't find a spot. People were like parking way out down the main road. It was just a bit crowded and crazy there, so we just kind of skipped that and went on to the next destination. Now, you can't let it get you down when you have to miss something or skip something, and don't also overwhelm yourself about having to see only the greatest features that you have seen online. You have to remember, the reason you came here was to be outside, enjoy the outdoors, enjoy nature, enjoy those around you. So take a breath and just stop, stare, soak it all in. All right, so meet your destination and then just go in vacation mode. So after that, we went home. We got to decompress, relax, soak it all in, spend time with the family at the Airbnb, have a great dinner, and just relax. We went to bed and start day 2. Okay, day 2, beelined it to the park, got into the north entrance. Now there's a little village actually, once you make your way a little bit into the park, and we got to spend some time there. So right at the car entrance to get into the park, there is the original entrance to the national park, which is the entrance for the first national park, and it's a beautiful stone entrance. So after checking out the original entrance to the first national park, we went ahead and made it to the mini town. So there's like a little town there, I believe, probably park rangers live there, people doing study stuff there probably are living there. So there's residents, and I believe maybe people can stay there. I'm not 100% sure on that, but there's so much wildlife in that area. So we just kind of walked around, enjoyed the town, and there's just elk, like herds of elk walking through the town. It's actually really interesting. And then we made our way up a little bit more to Mammoth Hot Springs. Mammoth Hot Springs, when you're driving by it, is this massive white landscape. It is crazy. And they say that it's like super white limestone or maybe even baking soda mixed in there that gives it the white look. And it really is. It looks like a different planet. It is crazy. And then you get to go walk up to the top, and there's a beautiful overlook. So right outside of Mammoth Hot Springs is where I caught one of the most amazing video clips ever. I actually got an elk with his antlers running around, and I'm guessing it was mating season. He's doing a mating call and like chasing around all the other female elk. So after that, we just went and got a cup of coffee, enjoyed. They have a really cool post office right there in the town. So we actually got there a bit later that day. We had some stuff we were taking care of in the morning, so it worked out really nicely to have kind of a closer group of features to see on the day where we had to knock out some errands in the morning. So we got there a bit later and were able to enjoy it, and then we just called it a day. So while we were driving around, we got to see so much more wildlife. The bison are everywhere, and they're massive. And one of them was so close to our car, we could have literally pet it. So we were blessed with amazing weather on day 1 and day 2. It was sunny and like 65, 70 degrees. We couldn't have been luckier. We went in the first week of October, and the weather was really in our favor for those 2 days. Day 3, weather was not so much in our favor. Believe it or not, actually, the night of day 2, they gave snow warnings. We were getting warnings on our phone, snowstorms coming in. The sky turned like a super dark, deep blue and snow. And the temperature, you could feel it like dropping. It felt like it was dropping like 5 degrees every 15 minutes. It just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. We never saw snow that night though. Luckily, it warmed up a bit more the next day. That wasn't snow because it probably would have trapped us in. I'm not even sure if we would have ever been able to leave Yellowstone. We still didn't let that stop us. You know, you got to make the best of these moments while you're there. These are once in a lifetime opportunities, or I'm hoping it's more than a once in a lifetime opportunity when I get to go back. We decided we're going to Lamar Valley. Lamar Valley is really known for this beautiful valley. You get this overlook while you're driving through. Of course, we were hoping today is the day we see the grizzly bear. Unfortunately, we did not get to see a grizzly bear. I know that's probably like everybody's hopes and dream when they go there is to see one. It was raining and we didn't get to like really stop and see as much as we would have liked, but we did make it all the way to the Lamar Valley trailhead. We walked out for as far as we could, but it was so wet and muddy. It was crazy, actually. We just tried to make the most of the moment. So we walked out as far as we could. So again, I want to recap on the fact that you have to let this park slow you down. Everybody's always worried about checking off all those big ticket items, and sometimes you have outside factors like weather and other things that are going to change kind of the outlook of your trip, and it's just best to enjoy the moment, to be present. I almost hate to say that, but it's such a true thing. Just to be in the moment, enjoy it. The reason why you came there is to get away from the day-to-day life, to get out there, be with nature. So hopefully this helps you kind of plan your trip while you're out there. This is kind of the information that I wish I would have had, and I may recommend that you may want to try entertaining staying on the south entrance or near the south entrance. I feel like there's a lot of really big features down there that we didn't get to see. All right, now time for our bonus attractions. Now I had mentioned that on day 2, we kind of were caught a little bit short in the park. We got a late start. We're like, what are we gonna do? We didn't want to make another like hour drive deep into the park and then have to do a massive drive back home. So we decided let's try to do something between the park and where we were staying in Livingston. And we came across a place called Yellowstone Hot Springs. Of course, this is not affiliated with the national park. It's right outside of the park. I believe it's like a 10-15 minute drive. It's right there. It's a beautiful facility, and they use the hot springs to actually keep their water warm. And they actually had the rules and regulations posted about how if they keep introducing the new hot springs water, they don't have to use chlorine and things like that. Of course, the state of Montana regulates that, but they have a beautiful patio, multiple pools, hot pools, cold pools, and you can switch between them. And then they have they're all heated by natural hot spring water. Absolutely amazing place to relax. The garden was beautiful. They have pergolas, seating everywhere. There's even a cafe that makes little food right there, and tons of flowers and landscaping. That's actually where we got the clips of the snowstorm coming in. All right, on day number 1, when we first arrived, we went to the Airbnb, of course, and we decided, what are we gonna do? We took advantage of the fact that we are very near to Chico Hot Springs. So again, we were staying in Livingston, Montana. Chico Hot Springs, it's like a resort. It was only like maybe a 15-minute drive from where we were staying. So we decided we were gonna go there. They have a bar, restaurant, you gotta get through to get in, and then you can go get drinks and food, and they have tons of seating around the pool. Super, super cool area. So I hope you find this information helpful, and hopefully it saves you some time, or at least gives you a new perspective on somebody that went there and made some mistakes, but overall was able to enjoy the trip no matter what. Hopefully you can plan the perfect trip for you and your loved ones. I uploaded another video on this channel. It's more of a vlog style of us walking through the park, and kind of gives you an overlook of things that we saw and what it was like. So you can check that out here. We also traveled all the way out to Yellowstone with our 1-year-old. I didn't want to cover all of the dynamic of that in this video. I wanted to leave it more generic for anybody that wants to watch it. So I'll be posting another video coming up here. So be sure to subscribe, like the channel, show some support. I'll share what you can do as new parents going to Yellowstone or bringing along 1-year-old or younger children with you. We had our 2 younger cousins with us, so we had a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old also enjoying the trip with us, and we were able to plan around it and accommodate for everybody. It was fantastic. So one last thing that I wanted to touch on was there is the Boiling River. Okay, the Boiling River is supposed to be where a hot spring meets the river, and it's a super warm area to swim, and it was a huge attraction. So coming in through the north entrance, right where you hit the town, there's a Y in the road. You can either go into the town or you can go down to like campgrounds and where the Boiling River would have been. Now the Boiling River before the COVID era was an absolute booming attraction, and we so wanted to go check it out. But now the roads are closed. So apparently they had some damage to the roads and they haven't repaired it yet. So the roads are really walled off. You can't get down there at all. with a vehicle. So we can't be really making like crazy long hikes, bringing all this gear down to go enjoy swimming and everything. And plus we didn't really know how far it is from where the wall off is to all the way getting down this mountainside to the river. That's where the town is, and Boiling River is down at the bottom, so you got to make your way quite a bit down. So we weren't able to do it, but I have read and heard and talked to people there. Actually, you can actually walk down there and enjoy it. So I would absolutely say check it out. It was recommended to us by a lot of people there, and it's something that we wish we could have seen had our circumstances been a little bit different. Hopefully they find the budget and get that road fixed. But I'm not sure if there's any end goal in sight, because when we were there was a government shutdown. They weren't even collecting admission fees. So we got to go in every single day for free. They just handed you a map and said, thank you for coming. So that was really an odd and unique moment, but hopefully they get the government shutdown figured out and we can get these parks making money again, because they offer such an amazing place to be for the people. So we went to Yellowstone. We didn't have much of an itinerary. We didn't do any crazy research. Of course, we looked some stuff online. We kind of like, all right, let's just wing it. We're gonna go out there. And overall, I'd say if you wing it, you're still gonna enjoy it no matter what. But having these few tips and tricks would have really saved us a lot of time.
One more time.